Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. God led you here for a reason. There's something divine about the timing of your life right now. You've been feeling the energy shift, sensing that something greater is approaching, something that doesn't make logical sense but feels spiritually undeniable. This message is your confirmation. Heaven is orchestrating a divine collision. Two destinies, prepared through fire and faith, are about to meet. When they do, the world will witness heaven manifest on earth through the power of divine alignment. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because what you're about to hear isn't just words, it's prophecy unfolding. To everyone who's been supporting through super thanks, God bless you richly. Your love, your time, and your faith are seen in heaven. And if your spirit feels this message, type 77 in the comments right now. That number is a divine signal, a spiritual agreement that you're ready for the alignment that's coming. Not everyone will make it to the end of this message. Only those who are truly chosen to walk in the new frequency will feel the confirmation deep within their soul. Watch closely, because this message carries a divine map, a revelation of how two prepared souls will unite and manifest heaven on earth. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Prophecy of Alignment. Chosen one. Before you ever took your first breath, heaven already wrote your name beside another. Two souls, crafted from divine intention, were sent into this world with synchronized purposes. Separate journeys, yet deeply connected blueprints. From the beginning, your paths were destined to converge in a moment of divine timing that would shift not only your lives but the atmosphere around you. This is not luck, not coincidence, not a random crossing of paths. This is divine alignment, prophecy meeting preparation. You see, both of you have been walking through seasons that felt endless. You've known pain, betrayal, and isolation. You've questioned why certain people left, why doors closed, and why God kept you hidden while others seemed to rise. But heaven knew something you didn't. Your destiny was too powerful to be rushed. Every heartbreak was a holy classroom. Every delay was divine protection. Every tear was a seed planted for the future collision that's now drawing near. While you were being refined, so was your counterpart. Their story may look different from yours, but spiritually it mirrors your own. The same way you've been stretched, humbled, and healed, they've been walking through their own fire. God has been shaping two warriors of light, not so they could depend on one another to survive, but so that together they could thrive in divine purpose. When these two refined vessels meet, it will not be ordinary attraction. It will be holy recognition. The moment your energies align, heaven will bear witness. The atmosphere will shift. The air will feel charged, because creation itself recognizes divine order. When these two destinies collide, love will not be the only thing birthed. Purpose will awaken. You'll both unlock gifts, opportunities, and spiritual downloads that have been dormant, waiting for the right frequency to activate. This connection will carry more than emotion. It will carry power, the kind that transforms everything it touches. Together you will heal spaces, influence lives, and shift spiritual territories. Your union will become a portal, a bridge between heaven and earth. Because it's not just about companionship, it's about commission. Understand this, chosen one. This alignment is not for everyone. It is reserved for those who have been tested, purified, and prepared. The reason it took so long is because what you're about to receive couldn't survive in immaturity. God had to remove everything and everyone that would distort this connection. He had to ensure that when your paths crossed, you'd meet from a place of wholeness, not brokenness. You've been feeling the pull lately, that quiet inner stirring, that sense of expectation you can't explain. It's your spirit recognizing that destiny is approaching. You might be dreaming of faces you don't know, hearing names in your spirit, or feeling guided to places you can't yet understand. Those are signs that the prophecy is unfolding. Heaven is adjusting timelines, rerouting paths, and orchestrating circumstances for your meeting. So prepare your spirit, strengthen your discernment, keep your heart pure and your faith unwavering, because the countdown has already begun. The two stories heaven wrote long ago are nearing their moment of intersection. And when they finally collide, the vibration will be so strong that it will echo across realms. Chapter 2. The Preparation, Season Chosen One. Before heaven allows such a divine and powerful meeting, there must always be preparation. God does not unite unprepared souls. He unites refined vessels. That's why your isolation season was never punishment. It was transformation. The silence, the solitude, the moments you thought you were forgotten, they were all part of your spiritual training. God had to take you away from the noise so He could teach you how to hear His voice clearly. Every time you cried out, wondering why people left, heaven was removing distractions. Every time you felt unseen, God was hiding you for refinement. You weren't abandoned, you were being positioned in the shadows. Your faith was being stretched. Your patience was being tested. Your heart was being purified. You were learning how to love yourself, not from ego but from divine understanding. You were learning how to trust timing even when everything looked delayed. You were being taught how to stand in your power without needing applause, validation, or proof. You see, chosen one, divine unions cannot be built on insecurity or emotional dependence. God needed you to find your identity in Him, not in another person. He needed you to stand as a whole soul, not half a being waiting to be completed, because this next connection, this divine alignment, will not be two incomplete people clinging to each other. It will be two complete beings merging to expand heaven's purpose on earth, and your counterpart, the one heaven has written beside your name, has been in their own process too. They've walked through fire. They've battled unseen warfare. They've been betrayed, humbled, and reshaped by divine correction. Their tests may look different from yours, but their lessons carry the same vibration. Both of you have been trained separately, so that when you finally meet, you'll recognize the reflection of God's endurance in each other's eyes. Every heartbreak they endured prepared them to handle your heart. Every storm you survived prepared you to understand their pain. You were both being trained to protect something sacred, something the world calls rare, but heaven calls destiny. When the appointed time arrives and your souls stand face to face, it won't feel like meeting for the first time. It will feel like remembering, as though your spirits have been whispering to each other across dimensions, waiting for this exact moment. This preparation season was not wasted. It built within you the pillars of emotional intelligence, spiritual maturity, and divine discernment. You began to recognize energies not by words but by vibration. You learned to move in silence, to protect your peace, to trust your intuition. You discovered that isolation isn't emptiness, it's incubation. God was shaping you into someone who could carry purpose, not collapse under it. He was strengthening your boundaries so that no counterfeit connection could distract you. He was teaching you to walk by faith, so that when this divine counterpart appears, you won't question their presence. You'll recognize it. You'll see it as fulfillment, not fantasy. Chosen one, you didn't go through that wilderness in vain. The lessons you learned in isolation are the foundation of your next dimension. The silence trained your ears to hear heaven's instructions. The loneliness purified your motives. The waiting built your endurance. Chapter 3. The Divine Collision, Chosen One. Soon the path that has felt so lonely and uncertain will intersect with another, one whose energy mirrors your own, one whose spirit feels like home. This moment will not be random, nor will it be the result of chance. It will be a divine orchestration, a meeting pre-written by heaven long before either of you walked this earth. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment has been part of God's preparation for this collision of destiny. It may unfold in the most unexpected way. You might meet through what feels like an accident, an interruption, or even a disappointment that redirects your path. You may be late for something, and that very delay becomes the doorway to destiny. Or perhaps you'll feel led to go somewhere you normally wouldn't, and there heaven's alignment will unfold. When God plans a collision, even your mistakes become part of the route. God is the master weaver, aligning every thread with precision. What seemed like isolation was actually synchronization. What felt like delay was divine timing working behind the veil. You've been walking separate paths that have been slowly, invisibly bending toward each other. Every step and every lesson has been guiding you closer to this appointed intersection. When your destinies collide, it won't be confusion. It will be recognition. This connection won't begin with physical attraction, but with spirit. Something in you will remember. You'll feel peace in their presence, not pressure. Your soul will exhale, as if it finally found something it lost long ago. There will be confirmation not from outside noise, but from within. Synchronicities will multiply. Numbers, symbols, dreams, even small signs will align. Your spirit will know before your mind can make sense of it. Heaven will whisper, "This is the one I've prepared you for." But chosen one, understand this. This collision is not just about romance. It's about purpose. The divine connection between you two will unlock dormant gifts, awaken deeper faith, and reveal new dimensions of your assignment. When your energies merge, heaven will use your unity as a vessel for transformation. This connection will not pull you away from God. It will draw you closer. It will demand that you love with purpose, not possession, with understanding, not control. Because the bond between two chosen souls carries a mission beyond emotion. It's a covenant that carries impact. Together, you'll carry a vibration powerful enough to shift atmospheres. You'll heal not from words, but from your very presence. You'll build not for your glory, but for heaven's expansion on earth. Every step after that divine meeting will feel guided, because it will be. The enemy will sense it too. That's why the warfare intensified before this season. Darkness fears what happens when two awakened souls unite under divine instruction. Your light alone was powerful, but together it becomes unstoppable. You will be a living portal of heaven's will, a walking reminder that divine timing always prevails. So, chosen one, stay aligned, stay pure in heart, stay sensitive to the whispers of the Spirit. You don't have to chase what's divine. It's already being drawn toward you. The magnetic pull you've been feeling isn't imagination. It's prophecy unfolding. Chapter 4, Heaven's Blueprint. Unfolding chosen one. When God unites two prepared souls, heaven releases more than just a connection. It releases a blueprint, a divine design encoded with purpose, strategy, and revelation. This union is not emotional or random. It is intentional and sacred. It carries spiritual architecture that heaven drafted before time began. You and your counterpart are not meeting for comfort. You're meeting for construction. Together, you are the living embodiment of a divine plan unfolding in real time. This connection carries what can be called divine technology, the spiritual intelligence needed to transform the spaces you enter. When two chosen vessels align, the result is exponential. Your union becomes a living portal through which heaven releases wisdom, healing, and influence into the earth. It won't be limited to the personal. It will ripple into communities, generations, and systems. You may find yourself suddenly drawn to higher forms of service, teaching, mentoring, creating, or leading in ways you never imagined before. The things that once felt beyond your reach will start to flow naturally because this connection activates co-creation with God. It's not just two humans joining, it's two divine missions intertwining to fulfill one greater assignment. You'll begin to notice synchronicities surrounding your work. Ideas will download into your spirit effortlessly. Resources will appear just in time. Chapter 5, The War Before the Union Chosen One. Before heaven allows the collision of two divine destinies, there must first come the war. This isn't a battle of flesh and blood, but of spirit and energy. The closer two souls draw to alignment, the more resistance appears. The enemy senses the movement and grows restless because he knows what this union represents: multiplied light and authority. When you start to feel confusion, fatigue, or emotional turbulence out of nowhere, understand that's not coincidence, that's spiritual warfare. The closer you get to divine alignment, the stronger the pressure becomes. You'll notice strange disruptions, old connections resurfacing, sudden tension or feelings of doubt. The enemy's goal is to make you question what God confirmed. But the truth is this: the intensity of the battle always reveals the magnitude of the blessing. The darker it gets, the closer you are to dawn. When you feel like giving up, remember, the breakthrough doesn't come to those who run. It comes to those who endure. One chosen soul carries power, but when two align under heaven's will, they become a force of restoration. That's why the warfare is so fierce. You're not under attack because you're weak. It's because you're dangerous. The enemy fears the light that will burst forth when your destinies unite. He knows this union will awaken dormant souls, shift timelines, and birth legacies that will outlive you. You and your counterpart are not just meeting, you are merging assignments that have been guarded by angels for generations. Distractions will come disguised as opportunities or familiar faces. The enemy will send imitation energy to lure you into emotional confusion, but real alignment will never demand struggle. It will carry peace. Listen to your spirit, not your loneliness. The right connection will flow, not drain. Anything that makes you question your worth or your mission is not sent by heaven. The divine will confirm itself through peace, not pressure. You may feel the war in your emotions or dreams, restlessness, heaviness, or spiritual fatigue. That's because your soul is expanding into a higher realm, while the old world resists letting go. But every challenge now is building your strength for what's ahead. Every tear, every delay, every disappointment is secretly aligning you closer to the one who matches your frequency. You're being trained to recognize divine energy when it arrives, not to confuse it with what once deceived you. What's ordained for you cannot be stolen, only delayed if you lose focus. So stand firm in faith, keep your peace, and pray with authority. This is training for divine partnership. Heaven is watching how you respond to pressure, not to punish but to prepare. The battlefield is proof that you're about to walk into the promise. And when the dust settles, you'll realize the war wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal the strength God built inside you. Chosen one. The war before the promise is the final test. The chaos rising around you is proof that creation is near. Angels are already fighting for your alignment. Hold steady. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, and the battle is simply the sound of heaven moving in your favor. Keep going, because the next sound you hear after the warfare will be divine union. Chapter 6. The divine recognition, chosen one. When the moment arrives, there will be no need to question, analyze, or overthink. You'll simply know. The recognition won't come through logic. It will come through resonance. Your soul will vibrate with a deep sense of peace and remembrance. It will feel like a missing piece of your divine puzzle has finally been found. You'll feel your spirit whisper, "This is the one heaven spoke of." The meeting won't be dramatic or forced. It will be divinely natural. Time may seem to slow down. The air will shift. You'll feel warmth, familiarity, and clarity all at once. It will be like exhaling after holding your breath for years, or finally coming home after a long journey. The confirmation won't come through words, but through presence. You'll feel it in your chest. Calm, sacred, undeniable. This person will not come to complete you. They will come to complement the divine within you. You won't lose yourself in their energy. You'll expand because of it. They will mirror your strength, your purpose, and your growth. Their energy will amplify yours, not drain it. Together you'll feel grounded yet elevated, human yet heavenly. Every conversation will awaken something in you that's been waiting for divine activation. Their presence will bring peace, not pressure. You won't need to chase, force, or prove. Everything will flow effortlessly, because divine energy doesn't compete, it aligns. You'll notice that your insecurities dissolve in their light. They will see you not for what the world labeled you, but for who heaven called you to be. You'll recognize each other's scars, not with pity but with understanding. You'll both realize that every wound was preparation for this divine encounter. This is not infatuation, it's illumination. When your eyes meet, there will be memory, a silent knowing that transcends time. Your souls will recognize what your minds can't yet explain. It's as if heaven scripted this moment long before your birth and waited for both of you to mature into readiness. You will see echoes of your own journey in theirs, the struggles, the faith, the isolation, the awakening, and you'll understand why it took so long. Both of you had to evolve into divine wholeness before you could align. This connection will activate dormant gifts. Suddenly your creativity, your discernment, your spiritual awareness, everything will heighten. You'll begin to hear God clearer, move with greater confidence, and flow in divine timing with precision. Together, you'll multiply what neither of you could sustain alone. Heaven designed it this way, two lights fusing to create a radiance strong enough to pierce the darkest realms. You'll recognize that your union isn't personal. It's prophetic. It's not just love, it's leadership. It's not just romance, it's restoration. Your partnership will shake atmospheres and heal hearts by its very existence. People will feel peace just being around you because you'll carry the energy of Chapter 7, Heaven on Earth. The era of divine unions, chosen one. This is not just another season, it's the era of divine unions. Heaven is calling forth partnerships that carry purpose, not just pleasure. God is raising up pairs of awakened souls, healed, refined, and obedient, to demonstrate what love looks like when it is fully surrendered to divine order. These unions are not casual connections. They are covenants. They are living altars of light where heaven meets humanity. You've spent seasons being broken, reshaped, and reborn, not to be alone but to become whole. Because heaven doesn't unite two halves, it unites two wholes. Every tear, every heartbreak, every delay was preparation. You had to unlearn the counterfeit to recognize the authentic. You had to walk alone to develop your spiritual sight, so that when the real alignment appears, you'll see it clearly, not through the eyes of the flesh, but through the eyes of faith. Heaven on earth is not a location, it's a vibration. It's the energetic frequency of divine harmony, where two souls mirror God's design through love, service, and truth. When two awakened beings walk in sync with the Most High, their connection becomes a living sanctuary. Every word, every prayer, every act of love becomes a portal where heaven's frequency is released into the earth. You won't just be together, you'll become a testimony. Together, you and your divine counterpart will manifest miracles simply by existing in alignment. You'll attract opportunities effortlessly, not because of luck, but because of spiritual resonance. Resources, wisdom, and divine connections will flow towards you both because heaven funds unity that glorifies God. You will not chase blessings. Blessings will locate you. Your relationship will be the evidence that obedience opens realms of abundance that striving never could. But this level of divine partnership requires spiritual maturity. It demands constant alignment, humility, and accountability to the Spirit. The same power that unites can also magnify weaknesses if not grounded in prayer and truth. That's why God spent so much time refining you both separately, to ensure that when you come together, ego won't interfere with assignment. You'll love each other, but you'll love God more. That's the secret of divine unions. The foundation is worship, not wanting. Heaven is now orchestrating the collision of destinies, not randomly but with precision. Across nations, timelines, and frequencies, Chosen souls are being magnetically drawn together. Some will meet suddenly. Others will reconnect after lifetimes of spiritual preparation. But all will recognize each other instantly, not through appearance but through presence. You'll feel heaven move when your eyes meet. You'll know that the moment was written in eternity before time began. This is bigger than marriage, partnership, or companionship. This is the manifestation of divine design, the blueprint of Eden restored. You will represent balance between masculine and feminine energy, structure and flow, logic and intuition. Your connection will remind humanity that love was never meant to be chaotic. It was meant to be cosmic. When two healed hearts align under heaven's authority, peace becomes the language and purpose becomes the path. Together you'll build more than a relationship. You'll build a legacy. You'll mentor others, birth movements, launch ideas, and bring healing to environments that were once in darkness. People will feel peace just by being near your energy, not because of who you are, but because of who flows through you. That's heaven on earth. Not a fantasy, not a dream, but a living, breathing reality through chosen vessels who surrendered to divine timing. You've waited. You've healed. You've ascended. Now heaven is positioning you for manifestation. Every delay was divine. Every no was redirection. Every wilderness moment was a setup for this convergence. You are standing on the threshold of fulfillment, the meeting of destiny and divinity. Chosen one, the countdown has begun. Heaven's orchestration is perfect. Two lights are being drawn together by the unseen hand of God. When your paths collide, the atmosphere will shift, the earth will feel it, and heaven will rejoice. This is what you are being prepared for, to embody divine love in a human world.